Hey, welcome back. It's the final stream of the year. This is it. This is the last time that I'm playing this case. Go home? What do you mean? Hey, this is the last time I'm playing this case, okay? So after today, this is done. I will make sure I finish this case today. Hi, Ellie. Hi, Yoon. Okay. This ends today. And then a new game next year. February 25th, 1206 District Court Defendant Lobby number 2. Sorry, Edgeworth. I didn't mean to get you in trouble. Don't worry about it. This is my problem, not yours. Hope I'm not interrupting anything, pals. Oh, guess I am. I'll come back later. Wait, Detective Gumshoe, what is it? You've got a lot of nerve, pal, making a detective run around while on duty. And to top it off, you call me here. I've seen happier people at funerals. New game, you say? Yes, a new game. I won't tell you what it is, though. I take it Lana's having you run errands again. Let me tell you, this is the last time, pal. Here, she asked me to give you this. She asked me to give this to you if there was a break in today's trial. It's not RE. No, it's not Resident Evil. I can assure you. Evidence law? Edgeworth was talking about this just the other day. You must know the 2 rules of evidence law. Rule number 1. No evidence shall be shown without the approval of the police department. Is that right, Mr. Wright? It seems so. You could at least study some evidence law, really. The chief prosecutor also wanted me to give you a message. A message? She said, if you're planning to take him on, you're gonna need this book. Him? I guess I'll need to give this book a thorough read. Okay, evidence law from Miss Sky. Explains 2 rules of evidence law. A book that has 2 rules in it. Oh, great. Phenomenal. Is it a children's book? Are there drawings as well? Is he finally playing a PS2 game of Scooby-Doo on Cyber? Nope. Nope. Nobody, Bones, nobody knows what I'm playing. None of them know. So don't bother asking. Doesn't look like that book will do you any good now. All that's left is the chief prosecutor's sentence. Hey, by the way, how was y'all's Christmas? Oh, or any holiday that you celebrated? How was y'all's holiday? I want to know. Did y'all get anything good? That's where you're wrong, detective. Huh? Haven't you figured it out yet? Why, I'm still sitting in the prosecutor's seat, despite all these allegations being thrown at me. Mr. Edgeworth! The real trial today hasn't begun yet. What? What else is there left to do? You got COVID for Christmas? No! Honestly, did you? Was that the cause of it? Was that the result? Your credibility's been all but ruined with this forged evidence you were unaware of, and the Sky found out she unwittingly caused a man's death. And now you're telling me you want to do more? You gotta be kidding me, pal. You're missing the point, detective. Lana didn't murder Detective Goodman. I got Ace Attorney 2nd Trilogy. Oh, that's where you got that from? That's awesome. But yeah, you took the test? Aw, damn. She merely stuck a knife into his dead body. That means the real killer is still out there. What? And we're going to expose him, no matter what it takes. This case has hurt too many people. It's time to bring it all to an end. Actually, chat. For real. February 25th, 1252 District Courtroom number 9. We're gonna finish this case. I don't care how long it takes. We are finishing this case. Court will now reconvene for the trial of Miss Lana Sky. Mr. Edgeworth. Yes, Your Honor. The inquiry committee is planning to impose harsh penalties for your actions.
Bones, that's karma for talking about Resident Evil? No! Stop, because then Meowworth's gonna end up with it too. Thank you for your news, Your Honor.
Yes, well, normally this is where the prosecution calls for a witness. But, this isn't easy to say. You see, there is some concern that you, Mr. Edgeworth, may have,
struck a bargain. You think I may have manipulated the witnesses? She's busy? Yeah, I know she's busy.
I didn't say that. It's just, you see, everyone has been talking and...
Very well, Your Honor. I have a solution.
A solution?
That being the case, the prosecution will allow the defense to call forth all further witnesses.
What? But there's no precedent for what you're proposing.
Undeniably, this is an unusual arrangement, but a very effective one. It would prove that I haven't struck any deals with the witnesses.
Well, Mr. Wright, what do you say?
Unbelievable. Edgeworth has found a way to continue the trial. Very well. The defense accepts the prosecution's proposal. No, the Umbrella Corp cures all viruses? If we had one with Resident Evil, I wouldn't be sick.
And it's settled. The defense may now call forth the next witness.
By the way, Bones, how are you feeling? I'm curious. Like, how you feeling right now? You feeling a little better than yesterday, or about the same, would you say? Mr. Wright, you do realize this is your last chance. If you call the wrong witness, this trial is as good as over. The defense calls. Time's finally come to bring out the real murderer. It's Gant, right? District Chief of Police, though he might not seem, he's top dog in the PD. It's Gant, because it's not... Yeah, it's Gant. It's not any of these. It's gotta be Gant. Damon Gant. The defense calls Damon Gant to the stand.
Damon Gant? What does he have to do with anything?
It was rough, but... It was a rough night, but my meds got me feeling to where I was yesterday. Oh, so you dipped in health and then you're back up to to better? That's good. No, not better, but to the point where you have the energy to do some things, I guess. That's good. As the defendant's partner 2 years ago, Mr. Gant has first-hand knowledge of the crime, correct? Alright, sweet. I feel we should hear what he has to say about it. As luck would have it, he should still be in the courthouse. He would also be the least likely to have been manipulated by me in any way. Wouldn't you agree, Your Honor?
True. All right, bailiff. Please escort Mr. Gant to the stand.
Okay. Here we go. Witness, please state your name and occupation.
What is this? Some kind of practical joke? I was just on my way to lunch.
Your name and occupation, sir.
Worthy, are you sure you want to do this?
Your name and occupation.
So, you want to play hardball, eh? Please, Mr. Gant.
Fine. My name is Damon Gant. I'm acting chief of police. Now then, Chief Gant, the court requests you to hear your testimony.
Oh, righto. What's with the grim face?
First, let's clear up the SL9 incident.
Oh, you mean that time when Lana's sister murdered that prosecutor? Personally, I think it's been made pretty clear already.
There are still some things unaccounted for.
Oh? Like what?
Like the role you played in all of this.
Son, either you're very brave or very foolish. You are aware of the course that a police chief has all kinds of weapons at his disposal.
Is that a threat? Weapons?
Sure, take my testimony for example. I don't have to give it if I don't want to.
What? Is that true?
I'm afraid so. The chief of police has the right to refuse to testify.
Of course, such an action carries with it certain risks.
Don't worry. I'm not here to hinder your trial. Just remember, if this turns out to be a big waste of time,
Don't say I didn't warn you.
Very well. The witness may now begin his testimony.
Nobody cares about rights, man. Well. You never know what to expect in this game. As I recall, Neil and I were questioning him that day. To make a long story short, we slipped up. That power outage didn't help either. When I went to my office, I found Lana there. Apparently, she had already arranged the crime scene. As you can see, I had nothing to do with the forgery. Okay. Just testify?
Is this when Dark was arrested?
Him? He was lying on the floor, unconscious. Oof. Damn, that... When Emma sent Neil flying, it seems Dark bumped his head.
I see. Everything seems pretty clear-cut.
The police chief has the right to refuse to testify, and I'd better hit him hard and fast. Who is Neil? Neil is the dad of what's his face? The cowboy dude. As I recall, Neil and I were questioning him that day. To make a long story short, we slipped up. That power outage didn't help either. Oh, wait. This is, I should be, sorry, I got carried away. I should be pressing. As I recall, Neil and I were questioning him that day, okay. As I recall, a ceremony was held at the police department that day. Yes, that's right. I guess you could say I'm a workaholic. After winning his award, Neil was all fired up too. That's probably when what spooked Dark and made him run away like that. Was the defendant Lana Skye also present in the room? I don't quite remember. At the very least, she wasn't there when Dark ran for it. To make a long story short, we slipped up. The power outage didn't help either.
So the two of you ran immediately after him, right?
That's right, but Dark made it to the elevator first. So Neil and I split up. He went upstairs and I went downstairs. I guess you could say he got lucky. What's this about a power outage? Oh, that. The elevator stopped all of a sudden, and I got the shock of my life. Well, probably not as shocked as Neil was when that knife went through his heart, though. That's not funny. When I went to my office, I found Lana there.
Could you tell us what you saw?
It was a shocking sight. Neil and that serial killer were lying in a heap on the floor, all tangled together. Dark was also lying collapsed on the floor? Yes, apparently he hit his head and was knocked out. Next to them were those two poor girls, Lana and Emma. Lana was cradling Emma in her arms. Looking back at it now, she must have already known what her sister had done. Apparently, she had already arranged the crime scene.
How can you know that?
Because of the victim's body. It had already been moved. So that means... You found the body near Lana's desk. That's right. I think you said earlier, it was my suit of armor that really stabbed the prosecutor. Yes. Anyway, as you can see, I had nothing to do with the forgery. I think this is the piece of his testimony that has a contradiction in it.
So you're saying that the forgery had already taken place by the time you arrived at your office?
That's exactly what I'm saying. I can understand how Lana must have felt, but moving a body and hiding evidence are inexcusable no matter what the circumstances. Is that how it really went down? Staring at the witness won't do you any good, Mr. Wright. If you're going to stare at anything, you'd be better off staring at the court record. Worthy, always a smooth talker. But which piece of evidence ties Gant to the forgery? Lana did admit to forging evidence, but that can't be the whole truth. Somehow I've got to link Grant to the incident. I have no clue what is happening right now. It's okay, because I don't either. But I do know one thing, and that's... Wait for it. As you can see, I had nothing to do with the case. Okay, with the forgery. It's gotta be this. Because final fragments found in Chief Gant's safe. It's gotta be this. I'm gonna save first, just in case. But I'm pretty certain it is. Alright. Present. Hey! You claim you had nothing to do with the forgery. But I'm afraid that's a claim you cannot back up. Explain yourself. Several pieces of evidence were found in your office. Take this jar, for example.
That's the blue badger you showed us earlier.
A piece of evidence, a piece of this jar was discovered in your safe. Surprising, really? That I got it right, or that I know what I'm talking about, or what? Not only that, but the evidence list I presented earlier was actually found inside your desk.
It was found where?
You see, Chief Gant, both. These articles of evidence uncovered in your office are both concrete proof that you also played a part in the illegal investigation. You didn't look too worried.
Chief Gant, what's the meaning of this?
Oh, here's a defense attorney who may even rival Worthy. So you admit to it then? That you were involved in the forgery? Who, me? Or do you mean you? Me? How would I have anything to do with that? Well, you were the one who snuck into my office when you found this evidence. Prosecutors aren't the only ones capable of forging evidence, you know. Defense attorneys can do so too. Isn't that right, Wright? However, Detective Gumshoe was present during the investigation. Worthy, my boy. Not even detectives are exempt from the law. Rest assured, Dick will receive his due punishment. Oh! What? If Detective Gumshoe's salary drops any further, he'll end up paying to work. Oh no, I just realized, where's Goldie at? Goldie's gonna miss the last stream of the year.
Yes, well, in light of Detective's presence, please give us your testimony regarding these pieces of evidence found in your office and their relation to the forgery that took place at the crime scene.
My. Kids these days no longer know how to put two and two together. Okay. So, brand new testimony, let's hear it. Let's see, what was it now? A jar fragment and a list? For all I know, you could have planted them in my office. Anyway, you can't prove when those pieces of evidence were discovered. If they were found after Dark was convicted, then they're worthless. There's no reason I'd participate in a forgery. Rearranging the crime scene wouldn't help me out in any way. Okay. This one's tough. I don't know what to do here.
Mr. Wright.
Yes, Your Honor?
When investigating the crime scene, you should have been more careful to observe protocol.
You do understand that I am a chief of police, right? There will be consequences. Oh. Indeed, I believe I will press charges so you won't make the same mistake again. Look at his face! He's like low-key mad, you know?
My apologies, Chief, but would you mind waiting until tomorrow for that? Today is, well, you know.
Right, A-Dee. In return, though.
I know. That place, right?
I hate that dude. I think a lot of people do. Huh? What are these guys, telepathic? You forgot what he did, but still. Okay, let's... For all I know, you could have planted them in my office. I'd appreciate it if you'd stop making these ridiculous allegations. Yes, you do have a point. You wouldn't have the guts to do something like that. What? I'll have you know, back in the day, I once broke into a cattle ranch and tipped...
Mr. Wright, what are you saying?
Anyway, you can't prove you didn't carry in the evidence, can you? If you have proof to the contrary, you're going to need it later. Later? What are you talking about? What else? I'm talking about when Righto's prints are found. Yes, if they're found inside my safe, they would prove his investigation was illegal. Never faced anyone as slimy as this guy. Jeez. Anyway, you can't prove when those pieces of evidence were discovered. What do you mean by that? This is all purely hypothetical, of course. But suppose I did place those items in my safe. Such an act wouldn't necessarily constitute forgery. If concealing evidence found at the crime scene isn't forgery... I'm not through speaking yet, Righto. It all depends on when the evidence was discovered. If they were found after Dark was convicted, then they're worthless. Are you saying this jar fragment wasn't discovered in the initial investigation? It would appear not. After all, it wasn't listed in the evidence list. For all we know, it could have suddenly materialized the day that after Dark was sentenced. Oh, and wouldn't that be convenient? Right. The chief is talking about a possibility, so long as you can't rule that out. Your remarks, however clever they may be, will only succeed in wasting time. Tell me something I don't know. Come now, Righto. Think about it. There's no reason I'd participate in a forgery. How can you look me in the eye and say that? Because I'm innocent. Remember? Who was it that murdered Neil?
I'm not sure I care for the word murder here, but in the end, the person responsible for Mr. Marshall's unfortunate demise was Emma Skye.
Well, now do you see? Rearranging the crime scene wouldn't help me out in any way. Really, Chief Gant? At the very least, there is one very large benefit you've reaped from all this. Oh, wait, is this... Oh, I wasn't aware. What is this benefit? That would, of course, be the position you have, Chief of Police.
Oh?
The resolution of the SL9 incident secured your promotion to Chief. That, in itself, is sufficient motive. Ho, ho, ho! Oh, that's a good one. Huh? Do you really think I'm that incompetent? What do you mean? Even without that case, I was already in line to become the next chief. The resolution of the SL9 merely sped up the inevitable a little. Is that true, Edgeworth? Yes. He was going to be made chief anyway. Be careful when pointing that finger, or you might wind up being the one pointed at. So that means there's only one possible motivation for you to commit forgery. If you didn't do it for yourself, then you did it for someone else. Uh-oh. Don't be silly, Worthy. You know me better than that. There are only 3 people I look out for. Me, myself, and I. There, it's out in the open now. A-Dee, would you mind if I changed my testimony a little?
By all means, please do.
Oh, he's changing his testimony again? I wouldn't be anyone's accomplice if there was nothing in it for me. Nothing in it for you? Phoenix is being accused of forging evidence? Yeah, he is. Sorry, but the only person I care about is yours truly. That girl, Lana's little sister, was it? If you think I felt sorry for her, you'd better think again. You're right. You don't feel sorry for anyone. Be tough on crime and tough on people. That's how I was raised. You seem to be lax enough on yourself, though. Oh, that's a good one, Worthy. Could there have been something in it for him? Given his selfishness, would he have helped someone out? Point out accomplice? I suppose. True, you might not help out anyone for their sake. Wait, let's look at the profiles just in case. Jake Marshall's brother. Joe Dark. There's no one... I don't think there's anyone he could be helping. True, you might not help out anyone for their sake, but if it would benefit you, you might decide to assist someone.
Mr. Wright, it appears you're positively determined to portray the chief as a nice man who likes to lend people a hand.
I'm gonna save real quick. That's not what I mean.
Very well then. Who is the person you believe Chief Gant may have helped forge evidence?
Uh-oh. The only thing I could think of is him, maybe? Because he was somewhat tied to it back then. It's either him, though. You don't know Edgeworth? It's either him, Lana, or Emma. Or maybe Edgeworth, but Edgeworth doesn't appear to be an option here. I'm gonna say Lana, honestly, because they spent a lot of time together. Why though? Because I don't know. I have no idea, but I'm coming up with like people that were around that time and linked to the crime somehow. Because the other people just weren't involved in any way. Also, it's interesting that Chief Gant himself is an option. I'm leaning more toward Lana. I'm gonna try Lana and just see what happens.
Chief Prosecutor Lana Sky, the defendant?
I believe it's quite obvious in light of circumstances. Oh, did I get it? Emma Sky fell victim to an unfortunate series of events. Oh, I think I got it! Who would want to help her more than her own sister, Lana? And as for Chief Gant, he would also have a reason to help Lana if she asked him to. Holy crap! That reason is, of course, is self-profit.
Self-profit? What do you mean?
After the SL9 incident was resolved, Lana Sky was appointed chief prosecutor at the prosecutor's office. The person who arranged this job change was you. The person who arranged this job change was you, Chief Gant.
But how would he profit from all of this?
He wouldn't be able to use the chief prosecutor as his puppet. Essentially, he would acquire unchecked authority over all investigations.
Do you mean to tell me that despite the chief's formidable appearance, he plays with puppets?
This judge is just...
Oh, wait! You must mean puppet, as in someone forced to do his bidding. Oh, never mind.
Admit it, Chief! You assisted Lana Sky in forging evidence. Your motive? To appoint her as chief prosecutor so you could control her. Righto, my boy! You have quite an imagination. Let me ask you something. What? Do you have any proof of this? That I controlled Lana? For example, is Lana testifying that I've done such a thing? I think she did say something about it. Lana! She's keeping quiet to protect Emma. There's no way she'd testify against Gant.
I'm afraid without any proof, this all amounts to nothing. More than mere conjecture.
Unless that is also what happened in this incident.
This incident? Which one would that be?
Of course, I'm talking about the murder of Detective Bruce Goodman. The chief prosecutor has been acting strange throughout this entire trial. Almost as if someone has been controlling her. It's true, because I always feel like she's covering for Gant. Worthy, you'd better watch your tongue. I wouldn't want you to get hurt.
Just what do you mean?
What he means, Your Honor, is that Chief Gant is involved in the murder of Detective Goodman. Not only that, but the chief is now making Lana take the rap to cover his involvement. Locomotive 115 Stream 1? Dan, please.
What? Order, order, order! I said order! Mr. Wright, you can't be serious.
Huh?
This is an affront to the highest ranking officer in our law enforcement agency. To accuse the chief of police of blackmail and murder? That's impossible!
The heck? Your Honor, I was merely reiterating what Mr. Edgeworth said in easier to understand language. Does this judge get any smarter throughout the games? Because he's a full-on pleb in this game, I swear. It's too late, Mr. Wright. There's no turning back for us now. Looks like he's the one who decided to go through with all this. Nope!
Can you prove this, Mr. Wright? As a chief, a high-ranking officer of the law is involved in this murder.
Good question. Regardless of his rank or title, Chief Gant is just a man. The question is he a criminal? I believe the evidence will tell.
I see.
Okay, I'm gonna save real quick. Just in case.
Alright then. Let's see what Mr. Wright's got, and it better be good. Show us the evidence that ties Chief Gant to the murder of Detective Goodman.
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna check this. What's this? Evidence shall be shown without approval of police department. Unregistered evidence relevant to the case on trial. Okay. I don't think that helps us now. Don't think it's that. Does chat like the thumbnail? That's a good question. Knife tip was in the wound. So 2 years ago. Let's see. Damon Gant's name is on that. Goodman's lost item report. Oh! It'd be this, wouldn't it? It'd be this, because his number's on this. I'm gonna say this, because I literally can't think of anything else. And all the rest of the evidence doesn't appear to have it. I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this. ID card record, please.
This is the ID card list.
Yes, the one that shows who entered the evidence room on the day of the crime. Oh my gosh, I'm so good! Need spaghetti? Is that a cat or a dog? There was one ID on the list we couldn't determine the owner of yesterday. 7777777. Sorry, but there's no way you can prove that's my ID. That's my card number. It's your number.
What? How would you know that?
The safe in Chief Gant's office requires a code to open. A 7-digit code.
7 digits, you don't mean?
I'm afraid so, Your Honor. The code was 7777777. The same as the remaining ID card number on that list. Chief Gant, you entered... He's mad! I've never seen this! Chief Gant, you entered the evidence room on the day of the crime. Holy crap, we got him!
Order! Order! Chief Gant, what do you have to say?
Nothing. The defense's search of my office was in violation of regulations. And I will demand Mr. Wright be punished to the maximum extent of the law. But right now, this court demands an explanation from you about the use of this ID card.
Chief Gant, so you admit it. You entered the evidence room on the day of the crime?
What about it? I'm chief of police, whether it's the evidence room or the bathroom. What's the difference? I can go anywhere I want. Tell me, when you entered the room, were you alone? I always go to the bathroom alone, as I do with the evidence room. Detective Goodman wouldn't have happened to be with you on that day, would he? Of course not. Why would he be? I hadn't seen him in days. You hadn't seen him in days? Chief Gant, I'm afraid you've just undone yourself. On that day, you had to have met with Detective Goodman.
What do you mean? The trial's purpose is to determine Lana Sky's guilt.
No, it isn't, Your Honor. The trial's purpose is to determine the truth. If Chief Gant met the victim on the day of the crime, then we need to determine one thing. What transpired during that meeting?
In that case, Mr. Wright, I'm going to have to ask you for evidence. Show us proof that the victim went to meet Chief Gant on the day of the crime.
Proof that they met each other? I'm running out of proof. Could it be this? I don't think it's that. Evidence for something, but what? Piece of cloth? This is the only thing I'm thinking of? You were on a roll, come on. I know. And funnily enough, I didn't save this time. This is the only one I can think of right now. The Goodman's note, because I'll say it. No! There's got to be something more solid than this. On that day, Detective Goodman had to go see Chief Gant.
Sorry to interrupt your mumblings, but the court is waiting.
Yeah. Okay, I'm saving. I did lose one there. When is Friendly Neighborhood stream? Friendly Neighborhood stream. This is a Friendly Neighborhood stream. Oops. Why don't you come meet with me tomorrow? Perhaps we could write up your letter of termination. Regardless, you did see Detective Goodman that day.
In that case, Mr. Wright, I'm going to have to ask you for evidence. Show us proof that the victim went to meet Chief Gant on the day of the crime.
Ah, crap. Rubber glove. Scene of stabbing of the detective. Oh, wait. Can only be submitted to Chief of Police? Stop recommending these irrelevant games. I don't know this. You need to recommend Peak? Detective Goodman lost his ID card on the day of the crime. Or to be more accurate, Jake Marshall stole it. So, Detective Goodman filled out a lost item report. He would have to give that report to the Chief of Police. Yet you are in possession of the report, which means you can't be sure he filed it. He filed it. How do I know, you ask? Oh, I think I got it. Because he needed to enter the evidence room that day.
He needed to?
Yes, to transfer the evidence out.
Oh.
Detective Goodman took the form to you, Chief Gant. Then, you accompanied the detective into the evidence room. I accompanied him? But that game is like Resident Evil if it took place on Sesame Street? What does that even mean? There's no other way the murderer and Detective Goodman could have entered the room. Hold on, let me guess what you're going to say next. I, Chief of Police, murdered poor Goodman. Exactly.
But wait! The chief didn't necessarily need to accompany him to the evidence room. He could just have easily lent him his ID card.
Yes. Now that you mention it, I believe I might have done something of that sort. Sorry, but that's not possible. Dad, according to the record, your card was only used once. Yet you showed us your ID card earlier. If you had really lent it to Detective Goodman, it would have been found on his body. No! What the Wow, what was that? Dude became Electro! What was that?
Chief Gant, you didn't...
The murder was most likely in the spur-of-the-moment crime. For one in their right mind no one in the right mind would choose police department as a place to commit murder. After the murder, you contacted Lana at the prosecutor's office. Why? To dispose of Detective Goodman's body, of course. Dan, there's a local early bird special going on at your local diner right now. What is that supposed to mean? Dan, I reckon you're getting roasted. You're forgetting, Mr. Wright, that the victim's body was discovered in the prosecutor's office parking lot. How did he manage to move it there? I was at the police department the entire day, you know. And everyone's aware that Lana stayed at the prosecutor's office after the ceremony. Everyone except me, it seems. Still, you're the chief of police. You have an entire police force at your disposal. Oh, so you think I just ordered an officer to do it? Hey you, take this here dead body over to the prosecutor's office. I don't think so. Chief Gant, you left all the evidence we need to prove how you moved the body to the prosecutor's office. And all the time I thought it was a useless clue just taking up space. What?
How could Chief have moved the body?
Oh, okay, wait. This is important here.
Mr. Wright, show us this evidence.
To move the victim's body, Chief Gant used this. The only thing I can think of is this? There's no way it's the jar. To move the victim's body... How? If he stuffed it in Edgeworth's car... This screwdriver is important. I know that, because it's going to come up at some point. I swear it is. Brought back to his office by Gant's request. Oh, wait! Oh, that's it! Oh my gosh, that's it! I'm pretty sure. This is how he moved Detective Goodman's body. Because he told Edgeworth, come here, pick up this, and then he stuffed it in Edgeworth's car, and then Edgeworth, without knowing, drove back to the oh my god! This is how he moved Detective Goodman's body.
What's that? A screwdriver? But what does that have to do with this case?
Mr. Edgeworth, think back to the day of the crime. Holy crap. A-Dee, we don't know what's happening right now. It's okay, because for once, I know what's happening. Mr. Edgeworth, think back to the day of the crime. What is this screwdriver doing here? It's here because... I was asked to by Chief Gant, no less. He told me he wanted me to keep it here in the prosecutor's office. In any case, on the day of the stabbings, I brought this back here. Oh my gosh. I can't believe it, chat. I'm actually paying attention. This is amazing. After the ceremony ended that day, I didn't plan to return to the prosecutor's office. But you did, because Chief Gant asked you to. You mean The body was found in the trunk of Mr. Edgeworth's car. I think it's obvious what happened. The body was moved by that car. Dan puts on his slippers and bathrobes and goes and yells at Cloud.
Detective Goodman's body was carried in the trunk of Mr. Edgeworth's car.
Yes, unless of course you have another explanation, Chief. Why else would you have asked Mr. Edgeworth to transport evidence from a closed case? There's only one plausible explanation. To transport the body to your accomplice, Miss Lana Skye. So then Lana would be guilty?
Order, order, order!
Not guilty, like, of the murder, but guilty of association. Guilty because she didn't report the crime.
What's going on here? Is there no room for rebuttal to the defense's outrageous accusations?
Think back to the photograph Miss Starr took of the prosecutor's office. This was not a photo of the body being stuffed into the trunk to be taken away. It was exactly the opposite. It was a photo of the body being taken from the trunk. You're defending her for murder, though? Yeah, that's true, but she's still guilty for something.
Chief Gant, please say something.
I believe your time's up.
My time's up.
What's he gonna do, fire the judge? Sorry, Rido, but I'm having lunch with District Attorney General right after this. We have to get going if we're going to make it in time for the early bird special. Talking about the early bird special! Phoenix looks like he's about to whisper in the risk. Watch big... What? But the cross-examinations isn't finished yet. Remember what I told you earlier? A police chief has all kinds of weapons at his disposal. Weapons? Like the right to refuse to testify. I'm invoking that right now.
What? That is not a right to be casually invoked. There are certain risks to be considered.
So, you're just going to run away after all this? Run away? Don't make me laugh, Worthy. I stabbed old Goodman. That's what you're saying, right? But if you had any conclusive evidence, you would have presented it by now. Well, You think I had Lana dispose of the body? If so, then show your proof and get it over with. Uh-oh. 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 Chat, when I have to show proof, I go right for the save.
I'll say it again, Mr. Wright. Damon Gant is the current chief of police. This court will not tolerate any accusations against him without concrete proof. Well, Mr. Wright?
Your Honor?
Do you have any concrete proof? Proof that Chief Gant murdered Detective Goodman and made Miss Skye dispose of his body.
Do I have any concrete proof? That Chief Gant murdered Goodman and made Lana dispose of the body. I don't think I... Only Lana herself, if she would just talk. This book still hasn't come into play yet. Approval of the police department. Registered evidence presented must be relevant to the case on trial. What happened to Emma? I don't know, honestly. Either she's sitting about here or she's locked up, honestly. Because they recently found out she might have been the one that killed Neil. Screw it, I saved right before this. I'm gonna hit... I have no proof yet? Oh. Nobody follows that rulebook in this game. Honestly, it might be I have no proof yet. But typically, I want to say to present evidence. Alright. I'm going to say I have no proof yet. And if I get it wrong, then I saved. It's no use showing evidence. I'm not even sure myself. No, Your Honor. At present, I have no conclusive evidence. See, A-Dee?
In that case, this court is forced to penalize you for your allegations against the chief.
What? Here's a tip. Never gamble what you can't afford to lose, righto? It seems that Lady Luck was on my side again today. Okay, A-Dee, I'll leave the rest to you. I don't know if I was supposed to do that or not.
I warned you earlier, Mr. Wright. This is an affront to the senior officer in our nation's law enforcement agency.
Oh, I think I was right! Lady Luck, Maybe we should have a word with her.
Mr. Edgeworth, what do you mean?
There's one lady who knows the real truth behind this trial. We haven't yet had the honor of hearing her testimony. A lady who knows the truth, another witness? In the absence of conclusive evidence, the only other method of proof is testimony. But Chief Gant has invoked his right to refuse to testify. There's still someone else. One more witness who can answer all the questions. It's Lana, raised in this trial. Someone right in this very room.
Mr. Edgeworth, who is this person?
Why are you asking me, Your Honor? Have you forgotten? The defense is the one calling witnesses today.
Phoenix, speak up. Mr. Wright, does such a witness exist?
She may not be willing to tell the truth, but we can't just stop now. Yes, Your Honor. The defense calls forth... Lana Skye.
The defendant? Miss Lana Skye?
She was in the underground parking lot at 5:15 p.m. on February 21st. Her task? To dispose of the victim's body. I'm nailing this case at the end. Wow. In accordance with a certain someone's orders.
Mr. Edgeworth.
The prosecution has no objections, Your Honor.
Very well. This court will now take its final recess for the day. In 15 minutes. We will reconvene to hear the defendant's testimony. This court is now
Hold on.
Huh? Chief Gant, I thought you were going to eat.
Listen good, Lana. He's talking to Lana. I don't think you need me to tell you this, but if you accept Mr. Wright's claims, there will be terrible consequences. This dude sucks. That's right. Your sister will be found guilty for Neil Marshall's murder. Ah, this isn't good. Of course, you'd never support such outrageous claims anyway, right? Just something to think about. Alright then, I've got a lunch date to meet. Dude came back to threaten Lana. Like, how is he not guilty?
Okay, if there aren't any further objections, this court is now in recess.
Oh, man. February 25th, 2:04 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 2. Looks like we managed to stay in the game. Yeah, thanks to your help, Edgeworth. This is witness intimidation? Actually, during court!
That chief, he's something else, eh, pals?
Detective Gumshoe.
I'm not detective anymore.
Oh, yeah. Sorry about that. Really? Did he get fired? Oh my gosh!
Don't worry, I've already decided where to work now. At your office.
My office?
Sure, I'll take the place of that top-knotted girl you used to work with.
Could he mean Maya?
Still, looks like we're all out of moves now. Chief Gant's done it again. How is it he always gets the upper hand? It's not fair he has the right to refuse to testify.
Settle down, Wright. Remember that what the judge said?
But Chief, that is not a right to be casually invoked. There are certain risks to be considered.
Risks? What does he mean by that? It's simple. If the chief refuses to testify, the opposite also holds true. You mean he forfeits his right to say anything too? There she is! You asked for her and she's here. Emma, are you okay? Yeah, when I came to, I was in the medical office. I've been listening to the trial from the gallery. So she's heard everything that's been going on. Emma, sorry for what I said before. No, don't be. It was the truth. You know, it's funny. I almost feel somehow relieved. Relieved? Yeah. Now that I finally know what really happened, to think, all this time, my sister was being blackmailed by that terrible man. And she did it all, just to protect me. Ever since her appointment as chief prosecutor, everyone who knew her said she changed. Perhaps it was easier that way for her.
What do you mean?
What do you think I mean? To follow Chief Gant's orders. She must have shut herself up deep inside, to force herself to do anything and everything the chief told her to do. That must be why she became so cold. It was all my fault. It's all because I murdered Mr. Marshall. Okay, but how the hell does someone get COVID nowadays? Family gatherings, I would guess.
Hey, don't go blaming yourself now. If you want to blame anyone, blame society, pal.
Chief Gant may be able to fool everyone with his forgery, but he can't fool my memory. I remember now. I knocked Mr. Marshall into the armor. I see.
Well, we'd better get back. It's time for the final act.
This is it. The final portion of this trial. Emma, why don't you wait? No, I'm going with you. I want to be there when Lana tells the truth. Let's go, Wright. It's time to end this. Damn. Actually, Edgeworth. I'm gonna take a drink. Oh my gosh, to be continued, chat. This is it. This is it. We are gonna finish this. But then, I feel like I'm gonna finish it early. I've only been going for an hour. What if I finish this too soon, chat? What will the stream become if I finish it soon?
Okay. Now then.
A-Dee, this case is ending soon. Are you going to Black Space 2? No, I wouldn't do that this stream. No, because I'd want to do that on a stream where it would. Because I feel like, the VOD, right? I make the VOD about this game. So in the VOD, when the stream ends, in the VOD, it's gonna be this, you know? Play X game when stream? I could do that after.
Will the defendant, Miss Lana Sky, please take the stand?
I don't know. Maybe we'll come up with something to do after the stream ends. Or no, or sorry, after if I finish early. If I finish early, because I might not finish early. Start another stream or something? We'll see. Miss Lana Sky, you are the chief prosecutor. I'm sure you're aware of what is required of you. But, Mr. Edgeworth, you already know everything. You know all I've done these past 2 years. Bones, is that a good game? Because I actually have that game.
Please provide the court with your testimony, Miss Sky.
Let's play the infamous COD. New Vivi, please.
And remember, you are under oath. We want to hear the truth.
Of course, the truth. Lana, no matter what happens, I'll always be your sister.
Now then, your testimony, if you will.
It was fun? Is it really? How long is it?
First, tell us about your relationship with Chief Gant.
Is good chaotic? I love good chaotic, though. Everything hinges on your testimony. You're the only chance we have to get Gant. We gotta focus on this, though. Because this is gonna get rough, I feel like. I worked alongside Gant for years. There's no truth to his blackmail. There's no truth to this blackmail theory. I fabricated the evidence 2 years ago, all by myself. When I found Prosecutor Marshall's body, I rearranged the crime scene. She sucks too. I'm sorry, but she sucks. Like, let freaking Gant get in trouble, unit girl. Like, you don't need to be doing this crap for him. My only motivation was to get Dark convicted. It had nothing to do with Emma. Or actually, no, she's not doing it for him. She's doing it to save Emma, because I'm assuming that Gant has some sort of evidence that'll make Emma guilty or something. Still, though, I feel like she's not doing right. She's not doing well. Among the sleep... I just don't know what that is.
Are you sure about this testimony?
Your Honor, I'm confessing to a capital offense. Of course I'm sure. But Lana...
If this is true, then that means Chief Gant has nothing to do with this.
That's what I've been telling you from the beginning. Please, Mr. Wright, you've got to help her. She's sacrificing herself because of me. What if she's telling the truth? She's not. I know my own sister. Whenever she speaks stiffly like that, she's hiding something inside. Deep down, she's really screaming in agony. Yeah, this is no time to start second-guessing myself.
The defense may now begin its cross-examination.
Alright. I worked alongside Gant for years. How many years exactly? Ever since I made senior detective. Let's see, I was 24 then, so what? So that would have been 5 years.
Detective Gant and Detective Sky were legendary partners. I personally saw them testify in numerous cases.
She must have been good coming from the same school as Mia. Damon Gant was a respectable detective. That's why. There's no truth to this blackmail theory. But think about it, Miss Sky. You didn't murder Detective Goodman. You told me as such yesterday in jail. When is Dr. What? The Terby... What the damn is any of that, Bones? I don't know what any of that is. You still don't get it, do you, Mr. Wright? She's turning around on the stand. What? Any testimony you cannot present in court is as useless as idle gossip. I stabbed Detective Goodman with a knife. And I fabricated the evidence 2 years ago all by myself. Did you do so to help your sister? It was made by a Stanley Parable guy? Are you kidding me? Okay, that means it's pretty good then. Probably. Joe Dark was a serial killer. My sister almost became his last victim that day. I didn't want an incident to ruin her life. But what she did was justifiable self-defense. She wouldn't have been charged with anything. That's not the point. She was traumatized that day, all because of that creep. That's why I couldn't forgive him. Anna.
So that's why you fabricated the evidence 2 years ago.
When I found Prosecutor Marshall's body, I rearranged the crime scene. You say you did this all by yourself? Yes. Would you mind telling us what you found when you arrived at the crime scene? It seems I was the first person to discover the scene. The broken Prosecutor Award knife was stuck in the victim's body.
What?
But Prosecutor Marshall died from an unfortunate accident. That's only a situation you dreamed was possible. The reality is, it wasn't my sister who took the prosecutor's life. Wait, I can't tell if she's telling the truth right now or not. Fantasize all you want, Mr. Wright, but I'll never change this statement. You mean Prosecutor Marshall wound up being killed by Dark? Something like that. If that is so, what happened to the other murder weapon? Dark was carrying a switchblade knife. Oh, that was lying on the floor a little distance away. It was probably knocked away in the struggle. That's not how it went down. She's trying to cover up her lies with more lies. All just to protect me.
So, when you found the scene like this, what did you do? After all, this is what everything boils down to.
Yes. I broke off the tip of Dark's knife, planted it inside the wound, and then moved the body.
You planted the tip of Dark's knife in the victim's wound? And then you moved the body?
But why? Why would you do that? You of all people should know, Edgeworth. You've always had a good head on your shoulders. My head isn't that bad, but maybe I ought to ask for the sake of the others. Why did you plant the knife? Why did you move the body? Uh-oh. Well, I'm gonna save now. Hitman? I do own a Hitman game. I don't know which one, though. Why did you move the body? Why did you plant the knife? Let's try plant the knife. Why did you do that? Come now, Mr. Wright. Even you should be able to figure it out.
Very well, let's add this to the witness's testimony. The reason Miss Sky fabricated the knife.
I knew the tip of the weapon found buried in his body would be all the proof we needed. According to your testimony, Prosecutor Marshall's broken knife was the murder weapon, right? Yes, and leaving it at that might point the blame away from Dark. Choo-choo Charles? Bones, you played that. I don't know what that is. I felt the most effective way to get him convicted would be by having the tip of the knife found in the victim's body.
So you buried it inside the victim's stab wound?
When's blank stream? Yes, because I hated Dark for what he did. Okay, I think I should... Broke off the tip of Dark's knife, plant inside the wound. I'm gonna press this. And then... If it gives me the option... Yes! Alright, why did you move the body? That's what I wanted. When you showed up to the scene, where exactly was the victim's body? Bones, we need people for that. It was where you deduced it was, by Chief Gant's desk. But the body was found by your desk. Why did you move it there? The reason for that is simple.
Let's have the witness explain this in more detail. The reason Miss Sky moved the body.
You have people? I know you have people, but I don't have people. The pieces of the jar that shattered during the events threatened my plan. The pieces of the jar? You mean... Yes, that wretched jar you showed us earlier. In order to show that Dark committed the crime, I felt it would be more expedient to move the body. So, when you first found the body, the jar was already... You're my people? Aww. Of course, it had been shattered into pieces. If you looked at the crime scene, it would be clear right away what happened. Neil Marshall was dead, and Dark was lying unconscious. In other words, the jar must have been broken during their struggle.
I see.
What's the matter, Emma? Bleach for your eyes? Why? Apparently the jar shattered at the time the crime was committed. But I have a feeling there is more to it than that. There must be a contradiction here somewhere. Anyway, I committed this fabrication completely alone. My only motivation was to get Dark convicted, and nothing to do with Emma. So, you rearranged the crime scene. Are you sure you didn't do this to keep Emma from looking like the murderer? Microsoft Flight Simulator? Yo, I've been wanting that game for ages, but holy crap, it does not... I mean, it goes on sale, but it does not go for cheap. How many times do I have to tell you, Mr. Wright? Emma didn't do it. Period. Are you so desperate to hide that fact? You're willing to risk the death sentence? She's lying. She did it, so I wouldn't be blamed for what happened. In any case, as a prosecutor, what I've done is unpardonable. There's nothing I can do to make up for my actions. Mr. Wright, my sister's lying. Looks like she's determined to protect you to the end. She insists she fabricated the evidence by herself. There's no way she could have done it alone. I've got to get Lana to talk more. If she's lying, then she's bound to slip up and make a contradiction. Okay. So somewhere in her testimony, there's a contradiction. I've pressed on every statement now. Let's see. Fabricated the evidence 2 years ago all by myself. Broke off the tip of Dark's knife, planted it inside the wound, and moved the body. That would be this knife. Would it... The pieces of the jar that shattered during the events threatened my plan. Only motivation was to get Dark. Maybe... Okay, let me save. I have an idea, but... I'm thinking maybe present the jar for this? Because it said Emma on it? Oh! Miss Sky, I understand how you feel. You committed that crime 2 years ago to protect your sister.
You mean the forgery at the scene where Neil Marshall was murdered?
If that truth were to be exposed now, the past 2 years of your life will have been in vain. Even so, I'm compelled to bring to everyone's attention a significant contradiction within your testimony. A contradiction in my testimony? You testified, and I quote, "The pieces of the jar that shattered during the events threatened my plan." How long is the next game you're playing? That's a really good question. I actually don't know yet. I'll look it up soon and I'll let you know though. That's right.
Do you have a problem with that?
It's a simple oversight, really. You see, a message was written on this jar in the victim's blood. Yes, the prosecutor must have written it in his final moments. Exactly so. And this is where the contradiction lies. What on earth, Bones? What are you on about? In order for the victim to be able to write his message on the jar, it must not have been broken before he died. He couldn't have written Emma's name on the shattered jar.
Order! Order!
Your Honor, it would appear more information is needed in regard to this jar and its bloody message. We may be missing something critical here. Something critical? Chief Prosecutor, it seems you're as in the dark as we are about the truth towards which we're headed. What? Just tell us exactly what you saw. We'll piece together the information to arrive at the truth.
Very well. The witness may now continue her testimony.
She don't look very happy. Jar and message in blood. Alright, let's hear it. I immediately noticed the blood traces on the jar, but it was dark in the room, and before I didn't have time to check it out. To be safe, I wiped away the blood. The fragments were large, so I'm sure I got them all. All I could think about was wiping them clean before they were discovered.
You mean you were the one who wiped away the message in blood?
I wasn't Chief Prosecutor at the time. She didn't think Dark was the real murderer. That's why she tried to erase the real evidence.
Very well. The defense may now begin its cross-examination.
Holy crap. I immediately noticed the blood traces on the jar.
So the jar was already broken.
It's a miracle that thing hadn't broken earlier.
It certainly looks as feeble as the defense's case. Hey!
Not as feeble as the judge's judgment. You were an ace detective. You never missed a detail. Do you really expect us to believe you didn't investigate what was written on the jar pieces? Placid plastic duck simulator. Oh my gosh. Normally I would have. But it was dark in the room and I didn't have time to check it out. I forgot to press on that. Didn't have time to check it out? Alright.
So, you didn't know your sister's name was written on the jar?
No. If I had known, I would have gathered all the pieces and ground them to dust. Well, that helps my case. Then why did she wipe it? Lana, you'd do that for me? Seems you two might make up yet. Anyway, I just barely had enough time to move the body as it was. If someone happened upon the scene, you'd lose your chance to erase the evidence. You must have been in a hurry. I was. I knew I had to destroy the evidence before anyone came.
This is rather shocking.
To be safe, I wiped away the blood.
I'm afraid this action of yours reveals what really happened. What do you mean?
If you really thought Dark killed Prosecutor Marshall, you wouldn't have wiped away the blood. What else could I have done in that situation? Lana? I only had a few moments. There wasn't enough time for me to do anything else but gather up the pieces. The fragments were large, so I'm sure I got them all. Bigfoot stream?
But how could you see with the power out? It should have been pitch black in that office.
A detective is always prepared, Mr. Wright. Even now, I always carry a pocket light with a camera with me. Even I carry a bottle of emergency luminol wherever I go. I never miss anything. I got every last piece. All I could think about was wiping them clean before they were discovered.
So you illegally rearranged the crime scene.
We need to catch a Bigfoot? We have! Yes, I don't have any excuse for my actions.
I'm pretty sure we have twice.
I'm so sorry, Lana. I didn't know. I've treated you so badly all this time. It's not too late. There's still plenty of time to make up. After we've gotten to the bottom of this incident.
No doubt this day will leave a permanent stain on the history of the prosecutor's office.
More contradictions have surfaced in her testimony. Your sister's really putting up a fight. She must really care about you. Still, she's not doing this right anyway. I think I finally figured out the contradiction in her testimony. There's one final possibility that might turn everything around.
Really, Nick? Because I haven't.
Okay, so now there's a contradiction in her testimony somewhere. It's dark in the room, so I didn't have time to check it out. Safe, I wiped away the blood. Fragments were large, so I'm sure I got them all. All I could think about was wiping them clean before they were discovered.
Alright.
This is the only thing I could think of. Let me save. But that's the only thing I could think of, is maybe... because that cloth was stored with the vase, so... maybe it's relevant? No, it can't be any of these. Screw it, I'm gonna say this, I guess. Damn. I don't think I got it. The witness's statement is clearly faulty, Your Honor.
I'm sorry, I can't see anything faulty.
Yeah. I'll take it. The return of chicken nugs? You know. Targets were large, so I'm sure I got them all. Could it be this, and one fragment was in Chief Gantz? Oh! Miss Sky, I believe this jar conceals a truth even you were unaware of. What? We found the final piece of the jar in Chief Gant's safe. In the chief's safe? But how? I knew it. She really didn't know. There's something even more disturbing about that final piece. There was still blood on it.
But the witness just testified that she gathered every last piece and wiped the blood off them.
Yes, which leaves us with only one explanation. On the night the prosecutor Marshall was murdered, you were not the first one to show up on the scene. Oh, Chief Gant got there before you. What?
But couldn't the defendant have simply missed a piece?
I'm afraid that's unlikely. The pieces are too big for anyone to miss, let alone an ace detective. What are you on about, Bones?
That may well be, but everyone makes mistakes. Even I once wasted an entire day looking for my dentures. They were in my mouth all along. Ha! Can you believe that?
Judge, please. Have you forgotten, Your Honor? When this witness arrived at the scene, the jar was already broken.
Oh, that!
There's no way a name could have been written on that shattered jar. Another person discovered the scene prior to the witness.
I hope you're not implying this person was Chief Gant. At the time, he was looking for a dark downstairs. Besides, even if he was there first, would he have broke the jar?
Ace Attorney Investigations collection stream? I gotta tell ya, I don't know where that is along the Ace Attorney route. But regardless, even if I did, I don't know. The question is, if he did arrive there first, why would he hide the fact for 2 years? Well, Your Honor, can you answer us that?
No! Wait, I'm not the one on trial here.
Damon Gant arrived at the crime scene prior to the witness. He proceeded to break the jar and purposefully hid one of the broken pieces. Question: what is this action called? What the hell? I think I just choked on my own spit there. Fabrication of evidence.
But why would Chief Gant do that?
In light of what happened afterwards, isn't it clear?
What happened afterwards?
Discovering the scene, Lana Skye believed her sister, Emma, killed the victim. A negative 100 aura? Hey! I think. It's Edgeworth's story? Dan, what? Dan, are you doing some Googling? Determined to help her sister, she sought Gant's aid. Lending her his aid, Gant helped her create evidence that incriminated Dark, sparing Emma. And therein lies the reason. The reason why Miss Skye became the chief's puppet. Did blood come out, or did I just see that? Did I imagine blood coming out? What was that? No, I did it on my own. Please, sis, stop trying to protect the chief. I can't watch you suffer for my sake. No, you didn't. It wasn't you, Emma. You didn't kill anyone. I don't believe anything Mr. Wright says. Defense attorneys make up most foul lies to defend their clients. Foul lies? Imagine that, coming from my own client.
I guess you do seem the type who likes to twist the truth.
What? Does he? Does Nick? Wait a minute. What if we're still smack dab in the middle of Gant's trap?
Is something wrong, Mr. Wright?
Lana, maybe right after all. What do you mean, Mr. Wright? So, you do tell foul lies then, Mr. Wright? Whoa, A-Dee, what do you know about aura? I don't. Well, I mean, I know a thing or two, but, you know. What do you know about Ace Attorney, Dan? Miss Skye, please testify once more. But If evidence was fabricated behind your back, then Emma's accidental killing of Prosecutor Marshall might also be a lie. But I do remember knocking over Mr. Marshall. Miss Skye, if you will. I can't. There's nothing to be afraid of anymore. This cross-examination may not change a thing. However, there is a possibility that it will, if you tell the truth. You know that Steam has it on sale? Very well. I'll testify about what I really saw.
All right, the witness may testify once more for the final time.
The final time? Actual crime scene. When I arrived, I found Mr. Marshall's body impaled on the suit of armor's sword. Emma and Dark were lying unconscious on the floor nearby. When I saw what had happened, I thought she did it. That's why I erased all the evidence that linked her to the murder. She's definitely guilty of something. I had Chief Gant help me remove the body from the sword and carry it. But if it all really was a fabrication, Emma might be innocent.
Unbelievable. The body was impaled on the armor's sword.
You were the only one who saw that. If only you had proof. Actually, I do have proof. I gave it to Mr. Wright just this morning.
What?
What? To me? It's a picture I took of the crime scene as I encountered it. I thought it might be needed. But I don't remember receiving a picture like that. Lana must have known. See, Mr. Wright? She really does have faith in you.
Very well, Mr. Wright. Please present this picture.
I don't remember receiving any pictures from Lana. Lana said she gave it to you this morning, right? I seem to remember getting something from her then. Let's check that evidence again. There must be a picture in there somewhere. What? Is it this? She didn't give me anything, did she? Or is it this? Who gave me? Oh, she did give me this, didn't she? Wait, what? Wait. Is there something in there? What the heck? Emily is away? I don't know what that is. I'm sorry. Hey, there's a picture here. Hey, there's a picture here. So someone took this picture? Oh my. This is the actual crime scene. No other detective saw the crime scene like this, because I contacted Criminal Affairs only after I had rearranged everything. Lana's picture inserted into the court record. Crime scene photo was taken from the case 2 years ago. What the heck? What in the basil? Mr. Wright! That piece cut out from the vest. Could that be the cloth we found inside Chief Gant's safe? What's this? But this is a handprint, isn't it? That cloth has fingerprints on it. Whoever fingerprints those are must be the real murderer. What? But those fingerprints, they're yours, Emma. Why are your lips turning all purple, Mr. Wright? Anyway, let's get on with the cross-examination. So long as you tell the truth, we should be able to flesh out the real murderer.
Very well. The defense may now begin its cross-examination.
Actual crime scene. When I arrived, I found Mr. Marshall's body impaled on... What the heck? What is this? What? Come Wow, Wedgie! This is the poorest excuse for a trial I've ever seen!
Chief Gant!
What? Now you want to make me out as the bad guy too? If so, I'd like to put in a word or two in my defense. This is the wildest case. I'm afraid it's too late for that. What? You already declined to testify. That means you forfeited your right to make statements of any sort. This seems a bit illegal. This must be that risk we were talking about earlier. Just sit back, relax, and enjoy the sound of the noose tightening around your own neck.
Oh, there he is, gets shocked again.
Someone put a taser in his back pocket. No, so what? You think I'm worried? Sorry to disappoint you, but I don't need to make any statements. What do you mean? The evidence will do all the talking for me. Even if I can't testify, I can still present evidence.
Yes, that's true. Wait, you mean you still have some conclusive evidence?
I was out of pocket? Wait, what did he say? No, I don't. But somebody does. Someone does.
Someone?
So, what's your excuse, Righto? Why have you been keeping quiet about it? You do have something to show us, right? Something that proves who knocked over Neil Marshall, causing his death? Aw, man. Conclusive evidence that leaves no room for doubt?
Is that true, Mr. Wright?
Oh, that? He's gonna make me present the thing that makes Emma seem guilty. If I show that piece of evidence now, Emma's sure to be made out as the murderer.
Mr. Wright, if you have any more evidence, present it now. And if you try to conceal anything, you will be the one appearing before the Board of Inquiries.
What do I do now? I better think this through carefully. I can't afford to make the wrong decision. Should I present that piece of evidence? The one that shows who really killed Prosecutor Marshall? Cannot show evidence, show evidence. Is there... Do I have any... I don't know. Should I show the should I show it, chat? What do y'all think? Show evidence, cannot show evidence. If Emma's found... Do it? Let me hit cannot show evidence and I'll just see what happens. I'm pretty sure I saved right before this. Your Honor, I don't have any evidence that I can present at this time. What? You lie.
Chief Gant!
You opened my safe. I know you took what was inside. The conclusive evidence. Save scum time? I don't know what you're talking about. Mr. Wright, why don't you show them? We found it together. Oh, I see. It's because you know the truth, don't you? You know whose fingerprints are on it. That's why you won't present it. What are you talking about, Chief Gant? Can't you figure it out? A good look at this picture. Take a good look at this picture. See the victim's vest? Notice anything odd about the chest area? It looks like a part of it's been cut out for... Oh,
it looks like a part of it's been cut out for some reason.
You mean you had this in your safe?
What? That means you, the Chief of Police, have been concealing evidence. This is going to be the biggest scandal in the history of the police department.
Impressive. To be honest, I didn't think you had the gall, Righto. Well, I can't just let you pin me up as the murderer. I think we got it right. I'll tell you what really happened.
What? You mean you admit to it?
But he can't testify anymore, can he? This happens every single game, Judge. I was the first person to arrive at the crime scene that day. It then occurred to me that I could use the situation to control Lana. What is he doing? So you really were manipulating her. Nobody cares about concealing evidence unless it's with Phoenix. I knew Lana. If I made it look like the blame lay with her sister, that when she saw the scene, she would ask me for my aid. So you assisted Miss Sky. I told her to arrange all the evidence. I had her plant the knife tip in the victim's body and move the body across the room. And I ended up using that evidence to get Joe Dart convicted. When I tampered with the crime scene, I hid 2 pieces of evidence. This was before Lana arrived at the scene, mind you. 2 pieces of evidence? You mean those items in your safe?
But why?
For insurance, of course. Insurance? I was sure my plan would work, but it's always best to be prepared for the worst. I wasn't about to let anyone blame me for a murder that girl committed.
You mean you were calculating that far ahead while forging the evidence?
I would have gotten away with it too if it wasn't for you meddling lawyers. What do you take me for, a fool? I didn't make police chief by dumb luck. See this jar fragment? I hid the most legible part of Emma's name. I didn't expect Lana to go and wipe the blood off the pieces. But if you fabricated all the evidence, what's to say you didn't fabricate the message on this jar too? Ho ho ho! Some people just don't know when to quit, do they? That's why I kept one more item for insurance. You mean that piece of cloth? Come on, Righto, cough it up already. I know you have it. What are you waiting for, Mr. Wright? So you admit to it then, Chief Gant, that you were hiding the cloth to cut off the victim's vest in your that you were hiding the cloth you cut off the victim's vest in your safe. Yes, I admit it. I didn't want to have to do that, but being chief and all. But it's a lot better than being portrayed as a murderer.
Well, Mr. Wright, what do you have to say for yourself? Just a moment ago you said you didn't have any evidence you could present.
Foolish move, Righto. You should have shown it then, before it was too late. It's been a long battle, but the moment of truth has finally arrived. As long as I don't mess up here, victory is mine. Show evidence cannot show evidence? Save? I guess show evidence? Your Honor, I do have evidence to present now.
Alright then, let's see this conclusive evidence. The evidence that shows who actually murdered Prosecutor Marshall.
I want to do something else because I feel like I meant to. Maybe I'm crazy, but I half want to present this. I guess it's this. Found in Chief Gant's safe. Or maybe... Is this related? Because it says no evidence shall be shown without the approval of the police department. But how have I been showing this evidence? And the vase and all that? Because those didn't get approval. So should I bring this up maybe? Alright. I've got 3 guesses. The piece of cloth, which I think I'm going to try last. Maybe the cloth. It's like everything's pointing toward the cloth, but I feel like the game, I feel like it doesn't. I'll present the book.
Mr. Edgeworth, your opinion, please?
Holy crap. Wait. I think Mr. Wright's humor has improved at the expense of his defense.
Better polish up your defense, Mr. Wright.
Okay, alright. Come on, Mr. Wright. You remember that thing with the murderer's handprint on it, don't you?
There's no way around it, Mr. Wright. Now let's try this one more time.
Your Honor, I do have evidence to present now. Do it for the funnies? Actually murdered Prosecutor Marshall? Alright, I'm gonna try this. And if this doesn't work... Your opinion, please? Okay. Alright, I guess I'll show the cloth. Let me save scum, though. Hope that's okay with y'all. Show evidence. Alright, let's do the cloth then. I did not mean to hit that button, but let's just click this, see what it says. This is a handprint, right? Yeah, someone left behind an oil stain on the fabric. Whoever it was, they must have had a really oily hand. Mr. Wright, think about it scientifically. Huh? The more likely explanation is, the person slipped and fell on a freshly waxed floor, getting wax all over their hand. Well, that would account for this amount of oil, I guess. I don't see what's so scientific about it, though. It happens, you know. I always slip on floors at school after they're waxed. I guess it's the cloth. Sorry, Emma. Let me verify this once more. On the day of the crime, you personally cut this piece from the victim's vest. Oh, yes. At last, you finally brought it out into the open.
There's a handprint on this piece of cloth.
Your Honor, the prosecution requests that be immediately sent to the lab for analysis. This handprint on the leather, there must have been a strong impact for it to be left so clearly.
You mean...
It could not have been forged. It must be authentic. Conclusive evidence. Ho ho ho! You're as slow on the uptake as Everworthy. What? Think about it. Righto had all this time to present this evidence. Yet he was reluctant to do so. Why would that be? You mean you already know? You know whose fingerprints are on that? Mr. Wright, do you really know?
Whoever the fingerprints belong to must be a real murderer.
Sorry for your disappearance. That's okay.
Whose fingerprints are they?
Very well. I'll tell you. It should be okay now. Everything's proceeding as predicted.
Really?
The person to whom these fingerprints belong to is... I'm sorry, Emma.
Emma? Emma Sky!
I probably should have saved. What? They're mine? I'm sorry, Emma. But why? Why didn't you tell me? Phoenix is BSing this whole case? Ho 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 ho! You're really something, Rido! You knew this girl did it all along, and you still tried to pin the murder on me.
So it's true. Tragic, but true.
No, I'm home alone. You took advantage of it? Ooh.
This girl really did shove Prosecutor Marshall to his death.
How could you? You monster!
Miss Sky!
You knew whose fingerprints those were all along, yet you acted like she really didn't. Miss Sky, it's not over yet. What? I said this trial isn't over yet. Ha! But I'm afraid it is over, boy. Not only this trial, but your career, too. You purposefully concealed this conclusive evidence. That, my friend, is a serious offense. I'm looking forward to pressing charges after the defendant is convicted. I'll have your badge, boy! What's the matter? Cat got your tongue? Aren't you going to tell us how it feels? How it feels to be the one who single-handedly turned a poor little girl into a murderer? Phoenix isn't saying anything. I'm a little scared. Before I do that, there's just one little thing I have to clear up. He's not even he's not showing any emotion. Everyone's just starting to get a vague and mysterious virus? Oh, and what's that? Who really killed Prosecutor Neil Marshall?
What?
Chief Gant, you are absolutely right. This piece of cloth proves who the real murderer is. Who killed Neil Marshall, you ask?
It was Emma Sky, wasn't it?
I'm afraid that's not possible. You see, this piece of cloth contains a critical contradiction. Oh no. What? A contradiction? What is this fool babbling about? I'm talking about a contradiction. One that proves who the real killer is. Gonna save real quick.
Mr. Wright, this piece of cloth, what could it possibly contradict?
Chief Gant, your tyrannical reign ends here. Behold, the piece of evidence that contradicts this cloth. I have no idea. This, unless it's this evidence law. That's a good question. There's nothing. I don't think. Either it's the picture or it's the book. Is my best guess. I guess I'll go with the book. Oh, ho, 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 ho. Did I get it right? It's fun watching you squirm, Righto.
This piece of evidence does indeed seem to contradict something. Your outward appearance of mental sanity.
Damn. What am I doing? If this cloth wasn't cut from the prosecutor marshal's vest after he died, then something's definitely not right about it. It's too late to turn back now. You're the only one who can put an end to this right. Chief Gant, your tyrannical reign ends here. Behold the piece of evidence that contradicts this cloth. Oh, that was accident. Didn't mean to click that. Okay. This is still sus, but I don't think it's relative. It's related. Oh! Wait. Is it this? Found at crime scene, wrapped in defendant's muffler. A small... Oh. No, that's not it. I don't know. I'll try the picture, I suppose, and see where that takes me. And what exactly is this supposed to be? Oh, it was it! This is the picture Miss Sky took. Take a good look at it. See where the piece of this his vest was cut out?
Yes, his shirt is showing underneath. It's hard to make it out with all the blood on his vest, though.
Exactly my point. His chest is soaked with blood. That's only natural. His lungs, no doubt, were punctured. Blood poured out of his mouth.
Oh, but that piece of cloth! Wait, there's no blood on it!
That's true, yeah, there's no blood. Oh my gosh. Since Emma Sky's fingerprints are on this cloth, there's no doubt that she shoved the prosecutor aside. However, Mr. Marshall was not impaled on the sword at that time. No, this is nonsense. Now then, Chief Gant, let me ask you something. Prosecutor Marshall was not impaled when he was shoved aside. He most likely hit his head on the ground and was knocked out. If so, then tell me, who could it have been? Who could have arrived at the scene before Miss Lana Sky? Picked up the unconscious prosecutor and impaled him on the armor's sword. Then, to make it look like Emma was responsible for the prosecutor's death, said person proceeded to write her name on a jar with the victim's blood. Oh my god, so Gant framed Emma? Gant killed him, framed Emma, and then used the dirt that it was apparently Emma to control Lana. Wow! The jar that they broke on purpose to leave behind a clue. And make Lana believe her sister did it. Remember what you admitted only moments ago? That you personally cut out this bloodless piece of the victim's vest? Ironic, isn't it? Though the very act of creating insurance, you proved that you were the actual murderer. No! There he goes. It's finally all over. Is it, Phoenix? I don't know if it is. Objection? Oh, he's sweating! Ugh. Oh, that was close, Righto. You almost had me. Sorry, but you'll have to do better than that. I refute your allegations.
What do you mean, you refute his allegations?
You see, that piece of cloth is illegal evidence. Ah, crap. He's using the book on me!
Order, order! What nonsense is this?
Illegal evidence cannot be used to convict a suspect. Remember, A-Dee? Earlier, old Righto here concealed that piece of cloth. So then, what's your excuse, Righto? You do have some conclusive evidence, don't you? It's all ogre now? Your Honor, I don't have any evidence I can present at this time. At this place and time.
Well, that's true. The defense did refuse to present evidence.
At that moment, that piece of cloth ceased to be legal evidence. That's not fair! Ho ho ho! Did you actually think you could best me in court? It looks like the last laugh's on you, son. Oh, God.
I'm afraid Mr. Gant's claim is legally correct. Well, Mr. Edgeworth.
True, illegal evidence cannot be used to convict a person. Assuming, of course, that the evidence is indeed illegal.
Well, Mr. Wright?
It seems at last. The time for me to reveal my plan has finally arrived. Phoenix had a plan this whole time? Or was he really BSing?
Mr. Wright, do you admit to it? That you purposefully and illegally concealed this piece of cloth?
I did not. I admit, I refused to present it at one point. Aha! So the evidence is illegal! No, it isn't, Mr. Gant. Huh? It's not that I didn't present the evidence then. It's that I couldn't.
What do you mean, you couldn't?
There are certain procedures involved when presenting evidence. No, A-Dee, don't listen to his lies. He's nothing but a coward. You can't really believe. Oh crap, I think I'm nailing it! There's only one issue left to be resolved in this trial. Is this evidence legal or not?
Very well, let us settle this once and for all. Earlier you refused to present evidence. If you can prove your conduct was not in violation of the law, then do so now.
I can't save. No! Oh God! Oh, I'm running out of health. The book? Dan, I really hope you're right. If you can prove your conduct was not in violation of the law, please. This is my proof, Your Honor. Dan, you rock. Thank you. This is my proof, Your Honor. Evidence law. What's this? I've done my homework too, Chief. Indeed, Emma Sky's fingerprints were on this piece of cloth. However, at that point in time, this was merely a piece of cloth, nothing more. What? You see, it's written right here in this book. The second rule of evidence law. Yay, book? Yay, book! Rule number 1. No evidence shall be shown without the approval of the police department. I found this piece of evidence myself inside your safe. It goes without saying, I did not have approval from the police department. Rule number 2. Unregistered evidence presented must be relevant to this case on trial. And here is the crux of the matter. You see, at the time it was impossible for me to prove the relevance. Between the cloth and the SL9 incident... What? What kind of nonsense is this? I'm just gonna save real quick, because I'm pretty sure I got that right. Just before anything happens, because I'm low on health. I gotta be careful. You want relevancy? Just take one look at this picture and... Sorry, but can you recall? When was that picture presented?
That was shown only a few moments ago.
Shouldn't they know evidence law already, though? Yeah, they all should, but, you know. No! He's right. At the beginning of today's trial, that piece of cloth was still meaningless. The person who gave it value as evidence was you, Damon Gant. You yourself confessed to a certain truth. Let me verify this once more. On the day of the crime, you personally cut out this piece of the victim's vest. Oh, yes. No! It was then that you approved this cloth as conclusive evidence. Yes, you, the chief of police, personally approved this cloth. Oh, wow! He did himself in? The only person who could have cut this from the victim's vest is the one who stood before Prosecutor Marshall in his final moments. In other words, the real murderer, and there's only one person who that could be. Damon Gant. The killer was you. No. Oh my God! What the hell? This dude just lost his mind. I knew I should have gotten rid of him. That good-for-nothing scum. Gant is losing it? Yeah, he is. For 2 years, he's been snooping around the department trying to get something on me. Crimes are being committed every day, yet he insisted on hounding me. Well, your crime wasn't exactly petty. He wanted to reinvestigate the case. He recruited Angel Starr, then convinced Bruce Goodman. Detective Goodman? Yeah, that's right. If the evidence is transferred, I'll lose my only chance to find out the truth. Please, you've got to help me. Goodman turned him down, as he ought to. Still, Jake Marshall didn't know when to quit. He stole Goodman's ID and tried to take the evidence. Goodman came to me that day. He wanted to file a lost item report. I went with him to the evidence room, and all of a sudden he decided to speak out. Oh! What are you talking about, Goodman? Can you please reopen the investigations, Chief? We can't transfer the evidence out. There are too many questions left unanswered. Oh, we can't. Oh, whatever. I did the wrong voice for him. He opened the evidence locker, and he was taking the evidence out. He said, "It's not too late. I'm gonna hand all this over to Marshall." Well, to be honest, I was a bit taken back by his words. I had a bad feeling when he came to see me, but I never thought he'd bring up SL9. That's when I saw it. That accursed knife. Uh-oh. It's finally over? You think so? I couldn't just pull it out. Well, he is admitting to everything right now. Doing so would have only led to more blood, making it near impossible to hide your crime. Even so, the blood was just pouring out. I didn't know who might stumble in, so I hurried to wipe it up. I was worrying so much about the floor I didn't realize my fatal mistake. The bloody handprint on Detective Gumshoe's locker. I used to be known as the crime computer, but everyone has to start somewhere, I guess. I was too nervous. I had no business doing any of it. And you put the body back in my car. I'm sorry, I didn't think of any other way to move the body. I broke your trunk, but what's the big deal? You make a lot more than us detectives ever will. Maybe you shouldn't end the year on such a bad case. New Vivi. Leaving the prosecution's car aside, how? How could you get Miss Sky involved in all of this? Well, she had as much to lose as I did if the truth came out. So, you took the evidence from Detective Goodman's locker. I felt bad for having to do it. I also didn't have the time to pick and choose what to take. So, you left the jar fragments and the glove. Yeah. It looks like I was better off being an investigator of crimes than a committer. They all did their best to get in my way. I've got to hand it to them. They do their jobs well, much to my dismay. fake evidence doesn't hold up very well upon close examination. You must have known that. Tell me, Worthy, why do you stand in court? Me? You despise criminals. I can feel it, you and me. We're the same. One day, you'll understand. Oh, believe me, you will. You're just one man. You'll see what it really takes to bring them down once you try to go at it alone. What is he talking about? Well, looks like it's time to say goodbye. Oh, A-Dee.
What?
Looks like we'll have to cancel that lunch date. Sorry, old friend. He stands because they don't have chairs.
I'm sorry too, Damon Gant. I knew you as you used to be, long ago. You were once a fine investigator, and a fine example to others on the force. I am sorry to learn that you are no longer that person.
Those days are gone now, A-Dee. Thanks for all the memories, though. He's so weird. He's so weird. Don't worry, you'll be fine. Now, you have Wright here. Are they X's? What? And oh, you mean the judge and Gant? And Worthy. With these two around, you can't go wrong. In fact, I can hear them already. I mean, it might, yeah, you know, it's possible. They, oh crap, I didn't read that line. Damn it. Damn it! There are two things I want you to understand. Yes? First, your sister never hurt anyone. Second, Damon Gant betrayed you from the beginning. You see, Miss Sky, you no longer have any reason to keep silent. You're right. When this trial is over, I'll tell everything. All I've done these past 2 years. From the time I had Gant help me forge evidence up until today.
So, it seems all the questions raised in the trial have been answered.
I'm sorry, Miss Sky, but I couldn't get you out of all your trouble. My, what a high standards you have for a rookie. I can see why Mia thought so highly of you. Who knows? A few years from now, you might just make it to the top. She's smiling! That's the first time we've seen her smile. I owe you my thanks, Mr. Wright. Miss Sky. And to you too, Mr. Edgeworth. You've suffered every bit as much as I have over these past few days. Believe me, I know how much of an ordeal it's been for you. It was nothing. Liar. I was worried the pressure might break you. You still hate her? Yeah, me too, kinda. And yet, you rose above it all and guided Mr. Wright to victory. You've done well, Mr. Edgeworth. Stop it. I only did my job.
In light of this case, it seems a good self-examining is in order for all of us. Miss Sky?
Yes, Your Honor.
You are innocent of murder. However, although the chief blackmailed you, the fact is you still acted as his accomplice.
Not only that, but she lied on the stand, and that's also a crime as well, I'm pretty sure.
A trial will be scheduled for these crimes at a later date.
Yes, I understand, Your Honor.
Is there something amusing about all this? Why are you smiling?
It's been a long time, Your Honor. A long time since I felt free of these heavy chains. Wow.
Well, this trial has gone on far too long already.
Dude, you ain't. Yeah, absolutely.
Regarding the charge of murder, this court finds the defendant, Miss Lana Sky,
not guilty. It's over. The trial is over. Yes.
That is all. This court is adjourned.
Chat, I'm really happy right now. At long last, it's finally over. Court confetti? Emma? Why the long face? I'm sorry your sister didn't get completely off the hook. Gee, finally? Oh my god. Everyone that's in this chat that hasn't been with us the entire time, y'all don't know. It was long, grueling. I got sick in the middle of it at some point. Oh, it was... Oh my gosh. But at least she wasn't convicted for a murder she didn't commit. No, that's not it. Just now, after the trial ended. I can see why Mia Fey thought so highly of you. I owe you my thanks, Mr. Wright. And to you too, Mr. Edgeworth. You've suffered every bit as much as I have over these past few years. You've done well. You know, I did my best too, but Lana didn't say a single word to me.
Hope I'm not interrupting anything, pals! Oh, yes I am. I'll come back later.
Gumshoe. Wait, Detective Gumshoe, what is it? Deja vu.
You're doing this on purpose, aren't you? Making a detective run around while on duty. And to top it off, you call me here. I've seen happier people at funerals. Hey, lighten up, pals. I'm only kidding.
Oh, are you here because of my sister again?
Nope, not this time. I came today because of you, pal.
Me?
That's right. I thought you'd like to see someone.
Lana!
Should you be doing
this? She's still under arrest, you know.
Well, I won't tell if you won't.
Emma, I owe you an apology. It's okay, sis. Don't worry about it. That day, 2 years ago. Oh, is she about to spill what really happened? Was the first time in my life I ever panicked. It was all I could do to keep myself from screaming. All I could think about was keeping you from getting wrapped up in the mess. Sis, I asked Gant to help me cover up the truth. I thought I was doing it for your sake, but now I realize I was wrong. My headphones died, it's the end of the world? No! I changed after that day. I had to. It was the only way I could make it through the past 2 years. I knew how much I was hurting you by distancing myself, but I couldn't bring myself to tell you what I did. I was scared. Scared that you looked at me with those eyes of yours. I was scared of how you'd react if you knew. But sis, you were only doing it for me. No. Huh? I turned my back on you that day. In hiding what I believed to be the truth, I was deceiving you. Sis, I'm such a fool. It took me all this time to realize it. Emma, I'm so sorry. But sis, you don't have to apologize. I'm happy now. You're happy? Of course. You know, sis, I always knew what that one day you'd come back. And now you have. Oh, Emma. Emma. Aww. No one can change the past. The only thing we can do is strive to make up for our mistakes. Why must we make up for our mistakes, you ask? Because in doing so, she's getting arrested again? Yeah, but she kind of deserves it, TBH. We can find the way back to our rightful path. And it is from there that we can move on toward a brighter future. And also, the crimes she's being arrested for aren't as severe as murder. So at least she won't go to jail for as long as she would have had she been convicted as the murderer. At least that's what I felt watching the two sisters make up. Mr. Wright, Mr. Gumshoe.
Me?
Thank you both for all that you've done. I'm sure we'll meet again someday. Isn't that right, Edgeworth? Edgeworth? Stop hiding and come over here. What? He's pissed. Where was he hiding? I just came to say, congratulations. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. Right. Well, I'll be going now. Okay. Weird. Mr. Edgeworth, I hope you don't blame yourself for what happened. We were the ones who acted corruptly, not you. It's too late for me. No matter what anyone may say, I realized today that I can't correct my mistakes. Is he still gonna quit? Mr. Edgeworth? Not only that, but I don't even trust myself anymore. Chief Gant was right. You despise criminals. I can feel it. You and me were the same. Foreshadowing? One day you'll understand. Oh, believe me, one day. You will. You're just one man. You'll see what it really takes to bring them down once you try and go it alone. Edgeworth... I do despise criminals. I plan to dedicate my entire life to fighting them. But in order to fight crime on my own, I need a weapon. It's scary, but I've known that to be quite true for quite some time now. But Edgeworth, who knows? Given enough time, I might have tried to pull something like Chief Gant did. That thought terrifies me. That's why I can't continue on as a prosecutor. Oh! Oh! Imagine if Ace Attorney was freaky and instead of pointing fingers at suspects, they... Navuvi, please. Edgeworth, don't you understand? Damon Gant and your mentor, Manfred von Karma. That's a name I haven't heard in a while. We're both the best of the best when it came to fighting crime, but they both made the same mistake. You said in order to fight crime on your own, I'd need a weapon. That may be true, but think back to today's trial. You weren't alone. You were working together with Mr. Wright, and because of that partnership, you were able to present evidence that otherwise would have gone undiscovered. Isn't that right, Mr. Wright? Huh? What? Oh, yeah. What is this, a pop quiz? Come on, Mr. Wright. Show him what Lana's talking about. Evidence, huh? Something that neither Edgeworth nor I would have been able to find on our own. Oh, accidentally clicked. Something that neither Edgeworth nor I would have been able to find on our own. The book? I have no idea. Sure, the book. Oh. That might mean something to you, but I don't see how it had anything to do with our partnership. Huh? Mr. Wright, it seems you still have a lot to learn as well. I guess that wasn't the right piece of evidence. It's time for me to go. Oh no! Wait, did I get that wrong? And I can't redo it? What? That sucks! Aww! Mr. Edgeworth, if you'll excuse me, there are still some loose ends that need wrapping up. Take care, Chief Prosecutor. Aw, man! Edgeworth, what will you do now? It blocked your chat? Probably for a good thing. Probably a good thing. You might have said something freaky. Well, whatever you do, just remember, you can let what happened kill the prosecutor in you, or you can let it help you grow. No, please let it kill the prosecutor in you, please. In the end, it's up to you. I know. It seems I owe you my thanks too, Wright? But what I face now is my problem. Edgeworth, I'll be waiting for you in court. Farewell. Interesting. Okay. I'd better be going to... Okay, but I'll be by to visit soon. It seems we both have a lot to learn and catching up to do. Here, this is a little something for you. Scientific investigation? Scientific investigation? It's the first book I ever bought. Study it well. It wouldn't change anything? What wouldn't change anything? Thanks, sis! I will! And so, another case came to a close. As for the sisters, I have faith. Faith that their lives have only just begun. And as for me, I think it's time I started on a new journey of my own. A journey to rediscover myself. Interesting. That it would show Edgeworth last.
Well, don't go trekking off just yet, pal.
Huh? What is it, detective?
There's just a little matter to be resolved about the chief prosecutor. You see, she isn't supposed to be out of jail like this.
But I thought you said it was okay. You hope to see Edgeworth next game? Me too, but I don't want to see him as a prosecutor. I'm sick of that. I'm sorry, Edgeworth. I'm coming around on him. I like him, and to see him continue to be a prosecutor is sad, and I hate that.
Yeah, well, it may be okay with me, but the folks at the prison are a different story.
Prison? Jeez. Huh?
Basically, I had to bribe a guard in order to sneak her out for 30 minutes. Believe me, it wasn't cheap either.
Huh? Way to go, detective. I didn't know you had a wild side.
Yeah, well, you see, Mr. Wright here, here's the one who will be footing the bill. Why?
Huh? Huh?
What, you think I could afford it with my salary? You gotta be kidding me, pal. Huh? Huh? Huh?
Thank you, Mr. Wright. You're the best. I mean, maybe you'll see him as something else. Who knows? I hope so. Why is it? I suddenly feel like I want to scream.
Hey, I got an idea. Why don't we all go pay it off together?
Yeah, that's a great idea. Come on, guys. Let's go. Hey! End credits! Chat! We did it! I arranged for a friend of mine in Europe to take care of. Oh, I hope she'll be pleased to study under the top coroner. As for me, this affair has pretty much ended my days at the prosecutor's office. Still, I'll manage to find my way back to the field somehow. Then, I'll be able to investigate crimes together with Emma. Woo indeed! Oh my god, what a journey! Holy crap, this case was genuinely maybe longer than all of the other cases put together. Like, absolutely insane length of this case.
Yikes! I thought I was a goner for a moment there, and in the end, they overlooked my unauthorized investigations of the chief's office. If we penalize you anymore, it'd be worse than firing you. Yep, that's what they said. It just goes to show, you can't shake me off that easily.
That was not peak. Wait till you see the last case of the next game. Oh my gosh. Nuvivi, I have a question. Are there any more cases across the rest of the games that are this long? But what is Edgeworth? What was the Edgeworth item at the end? I have no clue. My new mission is to guard the main entrance and take care of Billy. Can you believe it? I've been demoted to security guard. Who's Billy? My partner is keeping an eye on the entrance for me today. I'll show you them, though. Someday I'm going to make... Yes, sir. Then I can be just like that Dick Gumshoe. It was the badge? Oh, if you knew, you should have told me. Oh my gosh. Oh. So yeah. The freaking blue badger. Oh my gosh. Oops. Now, I just hope that whatever dialogue we missed was not that important or not that meaningful. Oh, I fell over! Oh, that sucks. Oh my gosh. So yeah, next year, when the next stream I do will be next year. Oh, he's in jail. What is it? Can't you see I'm having me a showdown with a steak lunch partner? Miss Star managed to sneak this into me. She's seeing one of the guards, it seems. Well, cowboy, it looks like you did it. You've even gave Bambina back her smile. Can you make sure Billy and the gang get their water? Who's Billy? Oh, is it Billy the Cactus? Yeah, next year, next stream, guys, in the new year, we will... Looks like we won't be seeing each other for a while. As a farewell gift, I put a new meal on the menu, the Right Way lunch. A top layer tastes as bitter as defeat, But the bottom layer, as sweet as victory. Kids seem to dig the turnabout theme. It's a hot seller around exam time. Just make sure not to eat it backwards. Flight Sim? You didn't say how long the next game is? I could look it up right now. New year, new Resident Evil. My goodness. Let me look it up.
I'll never forget what that young defense lawyer said after the trial. Let's see, what was his name again? Mr. Left?
Oh, God.
Anyway, he said he's been doing something or for, well, anyway, I've got another trial to get to, so I'd better be... Huh? Oh no, I forgot my gavel. Sorry, gotta go.
Whoa, I've never seen Behind the Judge before. Look it up, please. I'm looking up right now. Good gravy! Oh, that's not that bad. I think Omori was shorter. Okay, so the next game will be around 20 hours. 30, okay. Yeah, around 20 hours. That's the next game. Hey, Maya! Ah, nothing soothes the soul like fresh country air. Still, sometimes I do miss hearing you and your objection. Still, I can't go back until I'm fully fledged spirit medium. Mystic Maya afternoon training's about to begin. Coming! Well, see you around, Nick. Good to see you, Maya. Did you just say good gravy? Yeah, I say that from time to time. 25? 25? Yeah, 25 hours. Did I say 25? Hang on, let me see. Let me check again. No, I deleted the tab already. I'm gonna just trust that I said 25. Yeah, 25 hours. It shouldn't be that bad. No, and it won't be like drawn out like this case was. It'll be good. I promise. I'm pretty sure. Mr. Edgeworth. Mr. Edgeworth, I brought you your tea. What's going on? Wait, what? Wait, what the heck? What was that about? 25's not that bad? It's not. Yeah, it's not. And, well, thanks for coming to see me. Thanks for coming to see me off. I can't believe I'm going to Europe. Thank you, Mr. Wright. Thank you so much for everything. I'm a little sad, but I'll be all right. Whenever I want to see Lana, all I have to do is open this book. She's 16 and she's going on a trip to Europe alone. Oh, what? Oh, what? What? Am I meant to open this up? Oh, no. I don't know what to do. Am I... Uh-oh. EU mentioned? What am I meant to do? I don't know what I'm meant to do. Scientific investigation, PO? Oh. Book? Yeah, book. Oh, what's this? Aww. They look so happy. Oh, I got a trophy. Achievement. Clear chapter 5 of PWAA. It's over, chat. It is finally over. Oh my goodness gracious. We did it. Holy crap. Oh. And I have been going for 2 hours and 19 minutes now. And it has been an absolutely wild ride. But thank you all for coming to the stream. You blocked your chat again? Thank you all for coming to the stream. How about the 12-hour stream? No, I said I'd only go for as long as this game took. I said I'd only go for as long as the rest of this game took, and we got the rest of this game. So it's over. It's over, chat. But don't worry, because in the new year, in the next stream, I have a surprise. And I really, really hope y'all like it. Because we have a new game that we're going to play, and you may or may not be familiar with it. But thank you for coming to the stream. It better not be RE. It's not RE. It's not Resident Evil. I swear it's not Resident Evil. I swear it's not Resident Evil. Alright. Is it Apex? No, it's not Apex. Alright, chat. Thank you all for coming. I am gonna head off. But I'm so glad that I finally finished this. It took forever, but holy crap, am I happy to have it done. But, no, it's not. Stop trying to guess the game. You're not gonna guess the game. You're not ever gonna guess the game. Love you too, Bones. Yeah, I'll see everybody later. Everybody have a fantastic rest of your day. Have a wonderful New Year's if you guys, you know, stay up or whatever. And 2025. I'll see y'all there. Goodbye, everyone.